When you're building a software for a robot that is ROS2 based, you have to make decisions based on the ROS2 components that you have. And this is one of the things that makes sense why they have nodes, why they have services, and why they have actions in ROS2 ecosystem. So in this video, we are going to explore in detail with example, when I'm designing a autonomous robot software, what are the things that I keep as nodes, as services, and as an actions. So let's start with an example, a vacuum robot. In a vacuum robot, we are going to first define what are its behaviors, as robot is totally defined through behaviors. What the robot is going to do at certain state is what we call as behavior. There are sensors on the robot moves on the ground, and also there is an autonomous behavior of the robot. Four main behaviors we are going to be looking at are robot moving through velocity and providing us odometry, robot getting LiDAR data and other data streams, robot putting the mop on the floor and picking it up, and the last one is robot moving autonomously in different spaces of the house. There are assumptions that there is always going to be plain ground. The mop is just pick and place sort of thing with one single actuator, not the robotic arm thing. So with these in mind, let's now think about what are going to be the nodes, right? Because the first step is to obtain the data, and you have to perform one important aspect of software, that is divide the responsibilities first. Before getting into the segmentation, make sure you have divided the responsibilities of your software. LiDAR data should not be mixed with the battery logic. Battery logic should not be mixed with sensor processing, and each of this robot sensor data processing and its characteristics should not be mixed. Everything should have their own responsibility, so we can start developing upon that the behaviors of the robot. Starting with the very first understanding of nodes. We usually think of nodes as data sending things on topics and messages, but keep in mind that is definitional based. But when a practical example is created in this specific robot, vacuum robot, you are going to be sending data, getting data from your lower level hardware and sending to your algorithms. So in a very basic terms, the callback feature of getting data from the hardware and sending is going to be done through nodes on a specific topic at a certain frequency. So all the data streams of your robot, LiDAR data, battery topic, and acceleration, velocities, all of these are going to be in the form of topics through nodes processing. Next is the decision making part, where there are certain things in your robot which are just fire and receive a response for it. Hit and response, usually call that in programming language. Those are the things that you do with services. Some common examples: you want to take a picture from the camera. You request the service to take the picture. It responds, picture taken. Another thing, you want to get the battery data at that specific moment. You're going to run the service of get battery status. At that point, you get the data. All the time, you don't want to see the battery. Next, another important aspect in this specific robot case, you want to put the mop down and you want to pick it up. So two services for this kind of behavior. Now you can expand it, but the main purpose of services is that you are going to send a request and you are going to get a response. No long relation. That is one important thing. And people try to make nodes like action servers, which I'm going to explain now. Because as action server, a totally different kind of behavior is expected from them. What they are doing, whenever your robot is going to be working on a goal that you have provided, but while performing the goal, it is going to be providing feedback and request response. That behavior is also involved. This is the moment when you need action server. And in ROS2 based robots, action servers are very important. You might be spending a lot of time with your team to discuss about what type of things you should include in the action server. What should be the response? What should be acknowledgement? Because in all autonomous behaviors, you give a command and you want to have continuous feedback. For example of the vacuum robot, you want to send the robot to a specific navigation goal that you have on the map. What you are going to do? Services is not going to do the trick, because you are going to say move to the target room A. In response, the robot is going to say done. That's the service request and response. But what you actually need is navigation started, moving towards the goal, distance at this specific time to be 1 meter, 2 meter, then ETA 5.6 seconds. So these kind of continuous feedback that you want when your robot is autonomously going towards a goal is given through action servers. Nav2 is also running a server. So you request as a client so you can get the responses of it. These are the places where you need ROS2 actions. And make sure when you are designing a autonomous robot software at a high level above ROS2, you are using these communication things, nodes, services, actions properly. There are other things as well, life cycles, but I'm not discussing those. These are the most important things. So spend time while designing what should be action, what should be services, what should be the launch files and nodes. And your software is going to be of good quality.